Hey guys, it's Shelby and I'm coming back at you today with a sustainable clothing haul. Now, before we get started, I have a couple disclaimers to make because I'm a YouTuber and that's what we do. I'm just kidding. But the last sustainable fashion haul I did, I got a few comments of people talking about how expensive sustainable fashion is and how they think that's not fair and it's very privileged. And I am here to tell you that I completely agree. And as I said in that video, which if you haven't seen it, I can link it up here for you, but I said it in that video too. For the last several years, I have not been buying new clothes at all, let alone sustainable new clothes. I've been shopping secondhand for at least the last 6 years exclusively. And honestly, secondhand shopping is one of the most sustainable ways to obtain clothing, and still to this day probably 90% of my wardrobe is and always will be secondhand clothing. But since I do make videos about sustainability, I have been getting a lot of requests to talk more about sustainable fashion brands, and I feel like doing these roundup videos maybe once every quarter can help people understand if the places that they're looking to invest in are actually sustainable or not, or at least get them to be able to see some of those items on an actual person before they invest the money into that thing. So by no means is this series of videos meant to say you should be shopping sustainable or you're not a good environmentalist. This is simply a series that has been requested and I am here to oblige. I asked over on my Instagram which brands you guys wanted me to review, which ones you wanted to check out, want to know more about, all that good stuff. And I have a lot to say about a lot of different things today, so this video is going to be long, as is my intro. I know that's your favorite thing, but I'm warning you now, get a snack, get some water. One more order of business before we get started. I have to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is ShopTagger. You guys probably heard me talk about them in my sustainable holiday gift guide, but they are a free extension for your browser that you can add for completely free from the Google Chrome store. It's gonna help you organize your shopping list and also help you save money because, like I said, sustainable fashion can quickly get expensive. The way it works is you go to the Google Chrome store and add this extension to your browser, like I said, for completely free with just one click of a button. Then as you're shopping the sustainable brands, you can organize them into categories. Maybe you're shopping for a dress for a specific occasion and you're considering a few different ones. You can add them all to a certain folder, and then in that folder you can set alarms and or alerts, and you'll get a notification when that item goes on sale. So not only is it going to help you organize what you have, let you know when the prices drop, but then ShopTagger also has a specials feature where it runs through all the coupon codes for whatever you're purchasing and gives you the best deal. I've actually used this feature of ShopTagger over the last year to save hundreds of dollars from sites like Girlfriend Leggings and Reformation. So it is an all-around good thing for any time you're going to be doing some online shopping, and like I said, it is completely free. So I always appreciate it when you guys support my sponsors that cost you nothing and could save you a ton of money like it has me. So make sure you add ShopTagger to your browser with the link in the description, and we'll go ahead and get started with the sustainable fashion haul. So first things first, like I said, I got a lot of the requests for what brands you wanted to see via my Instagram, and as I was doing research on these brands, this website kept coming up called Made Trade. Made Trade is a pretty unique site where you can go and get sustainable and ethical items from all sorts of categories, not just clothing, but they definitely have a plethora of clothing over there. But it's also like jewelry, housewares, all that sort of stuff. It's a really, really cool site to check out, and I'll have it linked below. As with everything we're going to talk about, it's going to be linked below. But like I said, this site Made Trade kept coming up whenever I was doing my research, so I decided I would order from them because they could get multiple brands from their site. So the first brand I want to talk about is called Tonle. I don't want to say it wrong, but it's Tonle. They make beautiful pieces from what would be known as like industry waste. So fabrics and scrap fabrics, things that were normally destined to go to the landfill, and they take those things and turn them into the most beautiful garments. And I definitely do want to point out that there are a lot of different ways to make fashion sustainable. Obviously, reusing fabric is a big way to do that. And if you guys haven't seen my video about sustainable fabrics, you can go check that out. But that just describes the fabric types, not necessarily if you're taking something that was meant to be waste and turning it into a garment that someone can still use. That's obviously really sustainable, and personally one of my favorite things to do when shopping sustainable fashion is to look for things made from waste. So like I said, this brand does exactly that, and I think this top is stunning. I really love to have pieces that when people compliment me on it, I can turn around and be like, yes, this is made from reused fabric. I like that little bragging aspect of my clothes so that I can spread a better message, right? More sustainable shopping habits. That's why I really like this brand. So Tonle is a sustainable and ethical brand that you can find on Made Trade, so I'll have it linked below, like I said, but a really cool brand to check out on a pretty cool site as well. Now I meant to tell you something before we got started. I actually thought about going into this video since the last video I made, and so many people requested me to do more of that video. I decided that I would do them every quarter because this is a lot of money to spend to do it too often. But I decided when you guys started requesting that maybe I would have a theme for each video. So the theme for this video originally was going to be jeans. So to be honest with you, I have quite a few jeans to talk about, and a lot of you had questions about sustainable denim. So stay tuned if you're curious about jeans. And then I thought, I'll talk about shoes because I needed to get a new pair of tennis shoes. But I wasn't going to buy a bunch of pairs of tennis shoes because I realistically only need one. So then I decided I'd make a blog post about sustainable shoes that I researched. So there's a link in the description to sustainable tennis shoes, or just shoes in general, I'm pretty sure. Go check that out. And then I got really into sustainable jewelry, and I thought, okay, maybe the focus of my next sustainable fashion video will be jewelry. So I have a few jewelry things to talk about too. So we're gonna get to those 3 categories in just a second, but I have a few one-off things to talk about too, like the shirt I already talked about, and then a couple other items. That's what you have to look forward to while you're snacking on your snack. So since the last top we talked about was made of dead stock fabric, I felt like it would be best to follow up with the other thing I have made from dead stock fabric, and that is this top. So this top is from Reformation. They are one of my more favorite, I don't know how you say that. They're one of my favorite sustainable brands that I've started purchasing from through my research, because they carry sizes extra small through 3X, which is not all inclusive. There are definitely better, more inclusive brands. Now this top is just an extra large. It's not their plus size tops, but this was made from dead stock fabric as well. And this is not anything like super groundbreaking and special, this top here. But if you guys know my style, it's traditionally pretty frumpy, lazy, around the house like wear. You wouldn't tell by what I'm wearing today, by the way. This is a thrifted top and a necklace my mom got me for my birthday. I just felt like being a little bit, more out there since we're talking about fashion. Look a little bit fashion-y, Shelby. But typically, you'll see me wearing something like this around my house, probably with like sweatpants or leggings. So I picked this up just because it's super cozy, and probably as soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna throw this on. But I do want you guys to know that I have a few different things from Reformation in this haul, this being one of them. They are an ethical brand and they are sustainable, but some of their fabrics on their site, I wouldn't recommend purchasing those. You have to be a little bit careful on their site to pay attention to what fabrics are better. I think dead stock fabric is always sustainable. I don't necessarily think things like rayon and nylon are the most sustainable, but still their whole site is made with ethical wages. So that is a good thing to keep in mind. And since we've touched on the topic of Reformation, I figure the next thing I should show you is probably my Reformation purchase. I've always wanted a dress like this. I love white on me, which is terrible because I'm one of the most messy eaters I know. But I love to wear the color white. I just think it's so bright and happy and joyful. It makes me very happy as I'm wearing black. But typically a lot of the colors I buy, Madison's always saying, do you ever buy anything that's not white? Sometimes, but I really like white. Anyway, so that was one of the reasons I wanted this dress, and I've always wanted a dress that was like a summery spring feeling dress that I felt like I could throw on, it wasn't see-through, and I could wear it out. Well, that's what this is. And I specifically bought this for a business trip because, as you guys probably already saw, I went on a trip to Phoenix to go to the US Open, which is the world's largest zero waste event, which is just mind-blowing. It was so cool to do that. I wore this dress and it was perfect for an event like this. It's not technically spring because it's still February, but in places like Arizona and Texas, okay, it's spring weather. So this dress was perfect to not be too dressed up or dressed down. It was just the perfect dress to go with the jean jacket to not feel, like I was too dressed up or too dressed down. This dress is made from 100% linen, and if you saw my sustainable fabrics video, you know that is one of the most sustainable fabrics you can buy. So I do plan to keep this dress for a very long time, take good care of it, and for it to be something that you see if I remain on the internet for years and years to come. Now getting into the things that I originally thought this video would be mostly about, we'll go shoes, jewelry, jeans, okay? So like I said, I have a whole blog post with all of the sustainable shoes I did research on. It took me probably about a month to look through all of them to decide which ones sounded the best, most sustainable and ethical, and which ones were, kind of in line price-wise with a lot of other like mid-tier tennis shoes. I cannot vouch for all the tennis shoes that I researched for that post because I did not buy all of them. That would probably be pretty wasteful. I can, however, vouch for the ones that I ended up buying. I love these fucking shoes. Okay, so These are white tennis shoes. My last tennis shoes were a bright blue color, and I hated it so much. But I don't know if I would call it a punishment for myself because I was not very good at being consistent with going to the gym. I told myself, you have to keep these ugly old blue tennis shoes until you show that you will actually be committed to going to the gym, and then, and only then, can you get a new pair of tennis shoes. So that's what I did. And I was so upset when I had those blue ones. I would have this cute little outfit, right? My girlfriend biker shorts, my secondhand tops to go to the gym, and then throw on these bright blue tennis shoes. It was just not a good time in my life. And at the time I started considering getting new tennis shoes, my old blue ones, not only were they ugly so I hated them, they were at least 4 years old, and tennis shoes really are not meant to be supporting your feet for that long, especially during physical activity. So it was time, and these are the ones I decided on. So these are the Tree Runners by Allbirds. You might have heard of these, but even people, you guys, you know what is so exciting? These have gone pretty mainstream. If you haven't heard of them, I'll have a link to them below. Definitely go check them out. I'm trying to hit them up to get a discount code. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but I'm trying. If I do have one by the time this video goes up, it'll be in the description. But these, I actually found out about through a lot of marketing and doing my research, but also some people at Madison's work, just average everyday people, were saying these are the best tennis shoes they've ever owned. You can tell there's a lot of support in this sole. And then also specifically the Tree Runners, they're made from eucalyptus tree fibers. That's what the top of the shoe is made out of. And then these, their laces are made of 100% recycled polyester. And then even these little eyelets, I think is what you call them, of where the laces come out of, is made from a plant-based fiber. They're just amazing. Not only are they really great and sustainable, they're also just so fucking comfortable. And their whole thing is that these shoes are washable, which is why I felt really good about getting a white shoe. I mean, I've owned these for probably 4 weeks now, been wearing them to the gym at least twice a week, and they still look like damn near new, because that's their whole thing. You're supposed to be able to wash them, and their whole thing is these shoes are so comfortable you can wear them without socks and then just wash them. Now, I don't wear them without socks. I do wear socks with them, but I will say I love the being able to wash them in the washer feature because they stay beautiful and bright and white, and I want to kiss them, but I won't do that here. If you're looking for a sustainable tennis shoe, if it's time to replace yours, or if you don't have any, I could not recommend these enough. Me, Madison, and my sister all have them, and we all love them to death. So yeah, I just wanted to say I think I made the right decision after all of my research to go with Allbirds, and I'll have them linked in the description. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna go over, not super quickly, but kind of quickly, is jewelry. I've been hinting at the fact that I've been kind of delving into sustainable jewelry, and I do have a whole blog post of all the companies that I've researched for jewelry as well, and I'll have that linked below. But 2 companies I recently discovered that I really want to talk about is called Baleen and then Hathaway. They both use recycled metals, which is really exciting to me. I think using recycled metals at this point in time is really important because extracting metals from the ground is incredibly resource and energy intensive. So if we can make jewelry using what's already here, I think that's the most sustainable option. And then each of these companies also have a little twist on the other materials they use, so I'll tell you about that. First is this ring, which is just beautiful. And if you guys know, I really love to wear rings. I usually have a lot more on my hands. Today I only have these 2, but normally I have a lot more. And the little twist about this ring, which I'm curious what you guys think about, because I know everybody has different beliefs on this sort of thing, but this ring is actually made with horn from a agricultural waste material. So these horns are not harvested from the buffalo. They're actually things that would normally be going to waste because they kill them for the animal agriculture industry, which I obviously do not participate in, but I don't see the point in items going to waste when that animal has already died, to actually be able to use up their remains so that they're not just going to landfill and creating issues there. And I'll just tell you guys what Hathaway has to say about the materials they make. So their whole idea is to be advocating for a zero waste system. These are ethically sourced buffalo horns that are discarded from the food industry and are dead stock. As a sign of respect to the buffalo, nothing of the creature is wasted. They also use a chemical-free process to process these materials, and organic material as well in all of their processing. I really do want to hear from you in the comments though, because I also was looking at another brand about shoes. You could probably read about them in the shoe post, but they sell leather shoes that come specifically from waste materials of the agriculture industry. And they use a zero waste process, a carbon neutral process process and vegetable dyeing to like tan the leather and process all of it. It's a very eco-friendly process all in all, but obviously it is still an animal's material, which personally for me, since my first priority is environmentalism, I think that reusing something other than just letting it go to waste makes more sense to me personally, but I know everybody has different thoughts about that. So I would love to hear from you in the comments. I also have a video about why I support reusing things like that, or secondhand leather, secondhand animal products in general, and I'll link that here if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, but I would also love to hear yours. But yes, this is a sustainable ring, one of the brands that I wanted to tell you about. And then the other brand that I'm super stoked on is called Everlane. So they also use recycled metals. They process all of their stuff in a zero waste facility. So the facility where these things are made is completely zero waste. And then these earrings are the ones I've been wearing a few times. I want to always make sure that I test out something thoroughly before I recommend you to go buy it. And this brand I absolutely have. I've had them for 2 months now, I think. Wear them pretty often. You've probably seen them in and out of videos. But these sort of like plasticky materials here are super in style right now. And a lot of the brands that you're seeing around are made from just, you know, regular old plastic and their earrings and necklaces and all that sort of stuff. But what Everlane does is not only use recycled metals, like I said, but their plastic is not plastic. It's a plant-based plastic. So it's not made from petroleum. And I just thought that was so stinking cool to be able to get something that is on trend. It's made in a zero waste factory. And then also it's made with recycled materials and plant-based materials. I just thought that was so stinking cool. So I had to get a few pairs of earrings from them, and I highly recommend going and checking them out. I don't know that I will be able to get a discount code from them for you to use, but they do sell a few of their pieces on Earth Hero, which you guys know I have a discount code with Earth Hero that you can use to get some of their pieces, just not everything is on the Earth Hero website yet. But I will keep working on getting discount codes from all these brands. So if I do get one by the time this video goes up, it's in the description. So that is it for all the jewelry that I wanted to talk about. Those two brands are just very interesting, and you've been asking a lot of questions as I've been hinting at the fact that I've been researching sustainable jewelry. This necklace was made ethically. My mom told me it was made from recycled materials, but when I found the brand, I couldn't find anything that specifically said recycled materials. Their site said sustainable and eco-friendly, but they didn't specify. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to link you to this just yet, but I'll do some more research, and in the end, if it is, then I will definitely link it in the future, because this is my new permanent necklace. I love this necklace so much. Okay, so this video is getting long, like I said, but if you're still here and what you're interested in is denim, I got you. So I tried a few different brands, and the first brand I want to talk about is one that I am not going to fully recommend to you, and I will explain why. So the first pair of jeans I bought were from Everlane. Now, Everlane is a brand that so many people talk about. I follow quite a few sustainable fashion people on Instagram, and they're always talking about Everlane. And I actually thought about making an entire video explaining if I thought Everlane was sustainable or not. It was going to be part of my series of Are They Lying to Us? Are They Greenwashing? And I might still make that video because I have a lot to say on the topic, but a fellow YouTuber here, which I admire so much, I think his work is amazing, Levi Hildebrand, he made a video about if Everlane is actually a sustainable business or not, and I'm gonna link that here and in the description. And I respect all the work he put into that and all of his like research, thoughts, opinions, and just the way he produces videos. Levi, if you're watching this, you are literally one of the best, but definitely go check it out. Points he made in that video is basically boils down to Everlane says they're sustainable and radically transparent, but they don't have any certifications that prove that. So 2 certifications I always look for when determining if a brand is sustainable or not is, are they a certified B Corporation? Are they part of 1% for the planet? Everlane is neither. Those are 2 things that a third party, someone who is not invested in the business, comes in and determines if your business is actually sustainable, ethical, all that sort of stuff. And since they don't have either of those things, I just wonder why. If you're truly doing all these wonderful things, why don't you have these certifications? It's not like they're a brand new business that hasn't had time to get to it. They just don't have them. And so knowing that, I went into this with kind of a grain of salt, because Everlane definitely makes some things from dead stock fabric, recycled things, all that sort of stuff. I think they're doing some good. I definitely do think they are completely ethical, because as far as their wages are concerned, they are entirely transparent about that. I just am not so certain that their manufacturing processes and that sort of thing are eco-friendly enough for me to personally say this is a great brand and you should stand behind them. And they're also not really size inclusive inclusive, either in their sizing or in their marketing. I think they just started a plus size line, but they didn't have any jeans I was interested in. So what I did with these jeans is actually go to their biggest size in their regular jeans, which fit me. Somehow, it's definitely not my size. I will say these are comfortable, and they are made of mostly cotton, which most denim is, but it's not even organic cotton, which I think is interesting. And maybe I would have rethought about even buying these if I had thought deeper into, you know, maybe what's going on behind the scenes. But I thought I would show you what I got and tell you that, you know, I think I like the fit. I think the value is there. The prices are not terrible. They're not my favorite brand, and so many of you have been asking about them, so I wanted to be able to put them in this video and say that. So I'm going to save my favorite pair of jeans for last. I'll actually go in favor of my least favorite jeans to my absolute most favorites. We have 4 pairs here. So Everlane, not just because of all the things I just talked about, but simply for the jeans, their fit, their comfort, their color, all of that. They were my least favorite jeans that I got for this haul. These jeans are just not necessarily my style, but they're very comfortable, and I've already worn them several times, and I know I will continue to, so I kept them. And I like this color a lot better too, but this is by one of my favorite brands. So if I could pick my favorite top 3 sustainable fashion brands, it would be Reformation, which I already talked about, Girlfriend Leggings, which I seem to not be able to shut up about, and Eileen Fisher, which you've probably also heard me refer to in other videos where I talk about fashion. Generally, I buy Eileen Fisher stuff secondhand because her stuff is expensive, okay? Girlfriend Leggings, this is kind of on the upper end, I think, of like mid-tier pricing. Reformation, I think, is similar. It's definitely expensive compared to fast fashion, but not out of this world. Eileen Fisher, girl, she's pretty out of this world, and she's not even mad about it because she makes some dope stuff. So these are organic cotton jeans. Shout out to Eileen Fisher for those. They're also very size inclusive, and they make things that are very, I think, I don't know if the word is basics, but I would say classics, which is very much my style. So I am obsessed with the brand, and I really like these jeans, and I will continue to wear these. Okay, now these jeans specifically are from Reformation. I really, really like these for their structure and their color. So these are just, you know, your basic jeans. They don't have a zipper. They actually have the buttons up right here. And if you like these jeans and these try-on clips, you can go to my Poshmark and get one, because I actually ordered these jeans 3 times, y'all. Let me be transparent and tell you that I typically wear a size 18. That's what size I am, okay? Don't shame me. It is pretty difficult for me to know my size because, like I said, most of my shopping I do is secondhand. So traditionally, I'll take sizes from 14 up to 22 into the dressing room and try them on, and whatever fits, but the size that fits the most often is an 18. So when I went to order these jeans from Reformation, they looked like they were very structured, and they do. Like, if you look at them right now, don't they look like a very structured, kind of worn in denim? But they're really not. Well, they are. I guess the thing is that they made them feel so worn in that they don't feel like incredibly structured like you would expect, and that's why I really like these. But to say that is to say, I thought I should size up since, you know, it's Reformation. They have like pretty small sizes, but they also have a good plus size line, but I figured sizing up one wouldn't hurt. So I ordered a size 20. Came in the mail, wasn't gonna work, way too big, but I was obsessed with the material and the structure. So I ordered a size 18. Still too big, but I ordered the size 18 during their winter sale event, so they were on final sale. I couldn't return them. So I went and bought a 16 because I like them so much, and I am selling the 18 on my Poshmark. So if you like these, go check them out over there. I would highly recommend checking out these jeans specifically from Reformation, and since Reformation is a company that I really like and stand behind, especially for their marketing and like kind of size inclusivity, if you are fitting into the, I think they go up to sizes 24. If you're anywhere from 00 to 24, check out Reformation. I am obsessed with these. You're gonna see them a lot. And the last brand that I just have to gush over is a new brand that I found. And they are super size inclusive, and they mostly only do denim. I think they recently came out with like underwear. But for the most part, they do denim, and they do it so damn well. So Warp and Weft uses organic cotton in their materials. They also use Tencel, which is one of the most sustainable fabrics you can use. So this is a blend between cotton and Tencel, and these are the most buttery, soft jeans I've ever put on my body. I typically don't like jeans a whole lot, okay? I bought a lot of these jeans admittedly for this video, and the only reason that those last 3 I've talked about made it to this point is because they are so comfortable. I wear them on a normal basis instead of leggings, and especially these. But my biggest like problem with jeans, when you go to buy jeans that are comfortable enough for you to be able to wear on a normal basis, or for me to go out and be willing to wear jeans on a normal basis, they've got to be fucking comfortable. But my holdup is always that the comfortable ones look so cheap and kind of like spandexy. So I need something that's comfortable but is also not cheap looking, if that makes sense. And that's exactly what Warp and Weft makes. So if you're looking for sustainable jeans that are comfortable, and they're pretty size inclusive as well, I'm pretty sure on the site it goes from 00 again to 24, I'm pretty sure. And they're also not outrageously expensive. They're not cheap by any means. If you're used to fast fashion prices, that's not what pretty much anything on this list is going to run for. But these I got during their winter sale as well, so I've been wearing them for over a month now, and I got them on half price. So I think they were only like $35. That's so cheap. So I highly recommend checking out Warp and Weft if you're looking for comfortable, sustainable jeans. These are my favorite ones that I have tried. Okay, deep sigh with me, everybody. Are you still here? Please let me know if literally anyone made it to the end of this video, because that was such a long-winded video to make. Let me know if you made it to the end, and also let me know if this is something you want to see more of. I don't want to spend the money to do all this if you don't want to see it. I don't want to sit here for literally, it's been 45 minutes of me just talking, straight talking. I don't want to do that, and I don't want to post videos that you don't want to see. Just in general, I am here to serve you. So if this is not something you want, let me know in the comments and I won't do it anymore. Say the word, I won't do it. But if it's something that you like and is helpful for you, let me know what brands you want to see in the next one. Make sure you're following me over on Instagram for when I ask what brands you want to see over there, because I generally get comments and like suggestions for you guys over there for video topics. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. Also, a huge thank you for my partner today, ShopTagger. It is completely free to download. It can save you a ton of money like it did for me literally on this haul, and it costs you nothing. I really appreciate it when you guys support my sponsors. It makes videos like this specifically where I spend a lot of money possible. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you could do. Bye, guys.